What if instead of trying to stop worrying, we could make it work for us? Because everything is good or bad depending on how we approach it, even though it might sometimes be really tough to see how. So let's get straight to the strategies to approach it right and see how worrying can be good if done right. The first thing to do is have an end goal in mind, the one thing that will stop us from spiraling out of control, getting lost inside issues and what else might be. That's what stresses us out. See, according to researchers like Dr. David Hamilton, our brain can't really differentiate between reality and something that only exists in our imagination. That's why we wake up from nightmares panting or with a racing heart. So simply obsessing or worrying about what might happen, letting our imagination run wild about all those things that might generally happen in the future, makes us live through those difficult moments without any guarantee that these will ever really happen. So does that mean we should just wing it, not prepare for the future and just hope it doesn't happen? It's actually just the opposite. Worrying about the future can be good if we stop worrying aimlessly and actually have an end goal in mind, because that means we are focusing on one thing and that becomes a sort of goal for which we can come up with an action plan. This helps us stay prepared and feel more in control of both our present and future. And instead of just being a nagging thought at the back of our mind, it becomes a project to be prepared for and handled efficiently. To put it in a nutshell, just like Winston Churchill once said, an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. So we look for the challenge, for the puzzle to be solved in every worry that comes our way. I think I haven't introduced myself yet. So my name is Nandita and I'm on a journey to have a bigger say in how things look in my life. And if that's something you too would like to have in your life, then this channel is for you. See, treating what's worrying us as an opportunity instead of a roadblock is fine. But what if it's not in our control? Because there can always be things that are out of our control that we can't stop worrying about, like the P word going around right now. Even though we know we can't do anything directly to stop it, it doesn't really stop us from worrying about it, does it? See, even when something is out of our control, there always are other related things that we can influence or change to make the final outcome be more in our favor. It's like sending a rocket into space to deflect a meteorite from its path so that it doesn't crash on Earth. And exactly like that, to stop worrying about the things out of our control, we shift our focus to working on those things that will influence how the situation affects us. We are still worrying, but about the right things the right way, the productive way. We are essentially adding our voice to the outcome. But we don't just worry about the future. We think and fret about things that happened in the past. Worry about how things looked when we did something, handle things a certain way, and what that means for us in the present. Say for example, you agreed to do something that you didn't like, but then end up realizing that it has become your ongoing responsibility. Now, regretting, ruminating, or worrying about it isn't going to change things. What is going to change things though is taking a lesson from it, thinking about it with an intention to find a way up and out. Like making it a point to say yes carefully from now on. There's a free worksheet for that, for learning the art of saying no, which I will link in the description below. But the point is, thinking about what happened in the past is helpful only when we do it with an aim to learn how not to have it repeated in the future. Worrying can be good when it teaches us something. That's experience, adding skills, not just years to our life. Worrying can be good or bad depending on how it's done. Just like procrastination, if we can get to what's making us shift things to later, we can do it more effectively. Intentionally procrastinate to get back to work refreshed and recharged. I'll link the video over here how you can use procrastination to stay motivated. It's a really good way to be self-compassionate and productive at the same time. You check it out and I'll see you soon.